Support for 100 Watts and a Wire is brought to you by 100wattsandawire.com. To subscribe to the show, simply click the RSS feed found under each episode. While you're there, apply for your free 100 Watts ID and learn how you can help make 100 Watts and a Wire listener supported. Click the donate page and pick the option that works best for you. That's 100wattsandawire.com. And ICOM. Communication has never been so fun than with ICOM. From D.E.A.R. to SDR, ICOM uses the most advanced technology in their radios. And PowerFilm Solar. PowerFilm manufactures durable, lightweight, rollable, and foldable solar panels that will take your ham radio setup to the next level, making it more portable than ever before. Visit PowerFilmSolar.com for more information.
And now, from Grid Square Echo Mike 48, this is 100 Watts and a Wire.
Well, hello to you, brothers and sisters of the 100 Watts and a Wire family. See what I did there? Back outside again in nature. It is spring. Spring here in Missouri means thunderstorms and lightning. And I'm actually happy to be back to the thunderstorms and lightning. I did a week in Orlando, in New Smyrna Beach, visiting with the great people of Florida. And my thanks to Ricardo, Kilo Victor 4 Oscar Papa, for chasing me around through Orlando. He didn't get to chase me through the beach, but we could not connect. But I had never been to Disney before, and you have to really keep a tight schedule, and it didn't work out. We were going to try to connect. We were communicating digitally, and anyway, he's very kind. Kept me abreast of the weather there. There were a couple of tornado watches in Florida already. Maybe that's common, I don't know. The weather there was nice compared to here in Missouri for this time of year. I mean, you're talking March, and as you've heard, I do not trust the month of March at all, because it'll snow, it'll freeze, it'll rain. Right now, we're just getting days of rain, about 38 degrees, so welcome home. But I do want to talk a little bit about Disney and Florida. And again, thanking Ricardo. He's with the Disney Emergency Amateur Radio Service, D.E.A.R.S. I hope I got that right. And he wanted to bring me a mug and a QSL card and some goodies from the club where he volunteers. Unfortunately, I had no idea. I had the intentions of meeting up, stopping, say hello, but when you get to Disney, the smart folks going to Disney have, oh boy, a big tree has come down. No antennas near it, but I'm kind of walking the property here as I do each week. That's a big tree down. A lot of times when it rains, the ground gets so soft, and the big trees that are maybe dead or compromised somehow will come down. When you go to Disney, and this is my first, it's taken me a long time to get there, but now that I have small children, it made sense. Went with my in-laws and my wife and the two girls. And you have to really plan it out. You have to get these fast passes, which means you can get on the rides and you don't have to wait in line, at least a longer line. But you have to maintain a schedule. Bang, 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 bang. So the whole time I was in Orlando, it was really focused on getting where we needed to be, getting up, getting out early, all that sort of stuff. But I did listen to the D.E.A.R.S repeater, and I heard Ricardo. I heard some other stations there. It was nice to hear some activity there. But once I got out of Orlando, I didn't hear much on the radio, and I should go back a little bit, because my plan on this trip originally, and I think think we do these things to tell ourselves that we really could do it. Like, we could travel with an HF rig, an HF antenna. At least I do, man. And I know I'm not, an old school or ham or anything, licensed in 2012. But it feels good for me to know that if I want to travel my HF radio and go portable on a plane, that I could. And I spent some time trying to figure that out. I get to the point where I've got it down to 2 cases, the radio and the carry-on, my clothes and some extra stuff, and the antennas in a different box. And I scrapped it. About a week before, I thought, what, this is going to be, it's a family thing. You're not going to have time. And I totally did not have time. Did not have time for radio. And traveling with gear probably isn't that difficult when you're on your own. But, I was carrying the luggage of my 2 little ones, my backpack. It just wasn't conducive on this trip. And I'm glad I didn't. I kept it simple. All my stuff was in one of these sort of bug-out type bags, and with lots of little compartments. And I put my crap in there, and I still feel that I took too much. But it worked out fine. But what I did take was a shortwave listening radio and my HT. And going through TSA was no problem at all. In fact, on the way home, I didn't even take it out of my bag. I took it out of my bag as a courtesy, like you would do with a laptop. It didn't even matter. I told the guy, I don't know if you need to see this, but I also took my license just in case. And they didn't seem to mind the small radios at all. And I don't know if HF would be a deal either. I think you need to take it out of your case, whatever you're traveling it with, and, just like you would do a computer. But I didn't take it. I was a mule, though. I took my girl's stuff. I carried whatever luggage that wasn't being tended to, so my wife could be free to, hold a hand. But that said, I had a lot of fun at Disney. Took some pictures and even posted one on a Facebook group and Twitter. And they have a repeater up there, I believe at the top of Magic Kingdom, which is a huge castle type thing, or I'm getting this confused. Don't listen to me, but I think the repeater, they do have a repeater in Disney up high. I'm just forgetting the ride. I want to say Magic Kingdom, but don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. So, apart from all the fun and family activities which we were planning to do, I did get to listen to the radio more. And I listened to the net because it was streamed. Jason N3YUG streams the net on the Facebook page, so I was able to listen to at least, I had it on for about an hour between kind of dinner and bedtime. And I was able to hear what he's hearing. I can't hear when he keys up. Like if he's the net control, I can't hear that, but I was able to hear stations. And that's good. And for the new era of the net, they broke a new record. I think it was 116 check-ins. Since I revitalized the net's been around. The net was around in 2015. And we had some great nights, don't get me wrong. They set a new record for what we're doing now as of January 2018 when the new net came back. This net goes back to 2015. So when you see posts about, because I get emails and people are like, hey, man. Because one night, back with the original net, we did 236 check-ins. The new guys and girls of Net Control don't know this. And many of them have been around, I don't know, they either found us through the Facebook page, maybe a couple of them listened to the show, but the old school heads, many of the people with the 100 watt IDs that are low number ones, they've been with me for a long time. So they remember this original net. Yeah. And one night we did the net and had 236 check-ins. We were doing like a lightning. We were passing around, and it was WI7YL. She was with me early. And Steve, up in Washington, W7UDI. and myself, and we just banged out 236 contacts like one night. It was great. Check-ins. We weren't talking. We were banging them in there, but that for me, I think, is the record in terms of overall. The new era where we're keeping data. 116 is wonderful because we're not just doing speed rounds. We're checking them in, giving the comments, and then we're kind of moving on. And I like the way we're doing it now better. The old days, it would be me here, out here with 100 watts. Dang, it's kind of cold. And I had the old Drake TR7, and she would drift a bit. And then I had stations, with 600 or 1,000 watts kind of flanking me. The way we do the net now, we pass it around. And nobody really holds it, except for myself. I take those liberties to hold it a little longer. If I need to, if there's many stations calling, I'll run it and open it up. But net controls typically do about 10 minutes. And then we pass it to another part of the country. So listen for the net. I think it's a cool way of doing it. I believe it's unique, the way we're doing it. That having multiple stations serving as net controls, not as relay stations, although we do some relaying sometimes. And I enjoy digging out the weaker signals when people are calling. But it may go from Virginia out to South Dakota to Missouri to Maryland to Maine to California. And with doing that, we can throw a broader net. You're going to hear somebody, and you're not going to sit too long, either not hearing something or whatever. So that's kind of the way we do it. But 116 check-ins, and I was able to hear a handful of those while I was in Orlando and New Smyrna Beach, which is lovely. The people there are really nice. Beach town, beach was beautiful. All that great stuff. Ooh! Did I just do that out loud? I did. Come back, I'll tell you why I'm hoarse. I'm a little hoarse from last night. I'll tell you about that. We'll catch up in a minute. This is 100 watts and a wire.
Whether you say 73 or 73, even 73s, we're still 100 watts and a wire.
The SDR you have asked for is here. ICOM's new 7610 is a high-performance RMDR with the ability to pick out the faintest of signals, even in the presence of stronger adjacent signals. The new ICOM IC7610 is a direct sampling, software-defined radio that's SDR that will change the world's definition of an SDR transceiver. It has an RF direct sampling system, 110 dB RMDR, an independent dual receiver, and dual digi-select. And whether you're looking to enter into the world of D.E.A.R.S or need a backup D.E.A.R portable for your Go kit, the ID31A Plus is the perfect radio. It's easy to operate. The ID31A Plus is available in silver, red, or gold. It has worldwide digital communication. You can share pictures and text messages. It is IPX7 waterproof, compact, lightweight, and tough. Visit ICOMAmerica.com/amateur for more information on all ICOM radios.
CQ, CQ, CQ. This is 100 watts and a wire.
All right, welcome back. I want to remind you about the sustaining member benefit. When you give $25 to 100 watts and a wire, you become eligible to receive discounts from companies that participate in this membership deal. Chameleon Antennas, PowerFilm Solar, Radio Waves Antennas, Biono Power. Several other companies participate. So when you donate, it's a win for the show. I get to put that money toward the production and development of the show. You get a discount, and the companies get a potential sale. It's a win-win-win. Visit the donate page at 100 watts and a wire to learn more and to see all the companies that are supporting the effort. There's a lot of great companies out there with doing amateur radio stuff, selling gear, radios, but many of them are struggling, and I think that's a deeper discussion of why. Whether it's kind of I don't know. It's a deeper discussion. I don't really want to get into it at the moment. I'm walking. You can hear these birds yelling at me like, "Hey, he's back and he's walking again." So yeah, taking a stroll through the country, and I'm heading to my greenhouse because I'm hoping it's a little warmer there as we go. A couple of upgrades to mention. Let's see, Mitchell, VA5, Kilo Mike Golf. He got his basic with honors. Carla, VE5, Yankee Alpha Hotel. The same, basic with honors. Congratulations. Let's see, Jason, Whiskey Zero Lima Whiskey Alpha is a new amateur extra. And Andy, Kilo Fox 7 Alpha X-Ray Bravo is a new amateur extra. Well done, everybody. Again, go to 100wattsandawire.com. Ooh, hey. It's just cold. It's just cold. Middle of March, here we go. Going into the garden, we'll hopefully have some warmth here in the garden shed. The greenhouse, even. If you go to 100wattsandawire.com, you'll find the upgrades page. Yeah, it's a little warmer in here. This is better. And you'll let us know when you're studying for your test. And when you pass, we'll announce it on the show. All right? Good deal. Lettuce is still growing in here. We're doing a kind of a 4 seasons thing here, an experiment. I started this in October. I built this greenhouse. And we had lettuce all through the winter time, which is really cool. And another ham showed me the plans. I'm spacing on the call sign, but basically it's a cattle fence design with a wood base, 8x16. And the weeds sort of like it. We got some weeds growing in here. We're going to do some work in here for sure. Get rid of this, but it's definitely warmer in here as we speak. This weekend, CQ WPX contest. A lot of stations are on. That's great to hear as well. I'm not participating. I haven't made a contact in a while because, I didn't take a radio to Florida. And getting home, last night I went to a wedding. Yesterday and then into the evening. And saw an old friend. You'll find me, I've probably said this before, you'll find me at gatherings and ceremonies and holidays, hanging out with the older members of the community and the families. And I just, Christian sits and talks to the old people, okay? They've got a lot of wisdom and a lot of years. And seems like they're like old books, you can get a lot of the answers in the history there. And I hadn't seen this lady for a long time, probably pushing, 6-7 years or something. And time just really slips away, as Willie Nelson teaches us. And just to catch up, and they started playing the hippity hop, and here I am with oh geez, she's got to be 80 years old. If she's not 80 years old, she's telling me a story, and in the background the soundtrack is skeet 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 skeet. I'm thinking, this is just really awkward. But if I would engage her deeply in eye contact, it got weirder for me internally, but she would tune out the songs, you know what I mean? So some of the songs, they just got me a little. Or the kids today, they're in their 20s, and the older songs that they remember are, Two Live Crew, goofy songs like that. Big butts, and listening to an 80-year-old lady tell you stories, and skeet makes your boy a little uneasy. But anyway, look, it got loud. Of course it's loud. People are dancing, having a good time. And we talked for a good long time, and now my voice is crap. But that's why I sound a little different today. Finally got over the cold. My kids are feeling better. So that's all good news. But the contest, it's going on. Lots of activity, which is wonderful. I'm hoping to find a quiet spot here today and this week just to kind of get back on the air. I did an antenna check and everything seems to be doing fine for that. And maybe we'll do a new YouTube video. If you haven't found it yet, Slow Grow, I'm a gardener. As you hear, I'm standing in my greenhouse right now, which is still... I got a window open here. I'm trying to control the humidity, condensation that builds up here. I'm new to this, so it's wet in here. So it gets humid, wet. I got to control the airflow is the point. But being a gardener, I'm cool with things growing slowly, and that's the case over at the YouTube channel. We're going to get some more videos, and I encourage the community. You know, when you record something, you're working on something, send it over to me, shoot me an email, and maybe I'll put it up. I don't mind sharing that. It's not going to be all Christian all the time, and my show isn't going to just move over there. The show's going to stay in audio format because, I'm an audio guy. I'm a radio broadcaster. And so 100 watts and a wire at this time is going to stay in a audio format. However, the video extras can go to YouTube. Anything cool that we're working on, that you're seeing, that you're doing. Any cool places that you activate, if you want to share them with the community and the ham radio community at large. It's not just about us. Everybody's welcome at 100 watts and a wire. Shoot a little video. And if you have some simple editing software, you could clean it up. I don't have a lot of time to do the editing for everyone. However, if you've got something, you clean it up. Keep it small. You don't have to do a long deal. 5 minutes is enough to take out of someone's life. But if something cool is going on, hey, go ahead and hit record and send it over to me. Everything you can find at 100wattsandawire.com. We added the net stuff there as well. So on Thursdays, if you get confused, you can't find out where we are, I would encourage you just to spin the dial on 40 meters at 7 o'clock Central Time. We're going to keep it at 7 o'clock Central, and by around 8 o'clock, we'll move to 75 meter phone. Just spin the dial. You'll find us. We can't always have a locked-in frequency. It doesn't work that way. It's not like, hey, 100 watts and a wire, 7 o'clock, channel 13. Be there. We don't always get it. 7180 is cool. We can't get that all the time. And, 75 meter phone, you're just lucky to get up there or down there. I don't get that confused. You get the 75 meter phone, and you're lucky not to have some nitwit QRMing you for 2 hours. And I got to say, we've been pretty lucky. Step back outside here. And already weeding to do. We're lucky on 75 meters to get out there and not be hammered over the head constantly by douche canoes who are just passing by the QRM our net. But that's how it works. But a new feature on the 100 watts and a wire.com website. You can go there and follow the net, follow the check-ins. We've even done a spotter there. Todd, N4USS, is an amateur code writer too, so his projects benefit us too. He puts some things together, and you can now do some spotting in our community, which may be nice during the tune-up, which is coming up in June. We need to start talking about that. The tune-up, the 100 watts and a wire tune-up, where we get out and encourage each other to get on the air, make these contacts, and share the 100 watt IDs. All right, let me take a break. We got some questions about Dayton coming up and things like that. I'm not going to keep you too long. Just wanted to get back in the groove, take a walk, share a show with you, catch us up with what's going on, and we'll come and button it up next.
Made in America, shared worldwide. This is 100 watts and a wire.
Ever wish you could take your setup anywhere and not have to worry about power? PowerFilm can help. Specializing in lightweight, easy-to-deploy solar panels, you'll be transmitting from almost anywhere in minutes. Offering foldable panels from 5 to 220 watts, PowerFilm is sure to have an ideal solution for you. You don't have to lug around that heavy and awkward crystalline panel again. lighten your load and make remote setups easier. You worry about making contacts, leave the portable power to PowerFilm. To learn more, visit powerfilmsolar.com or reach out on Facebook or Twitter.
Negative copy on the Alpha Hotel. This is 100 watts and a wire.
Well, you can hear the life of spring here in Missouri. The sun's trying to push through the clouds. Several days of rain, I'm told. And certainly it's overcast and wet, really wet today, but colder here in Missouri. I've been invited to Xenia. I guess we're all getting used to saying Xenia now. You still see it as Dayton. People say, hey, you're going to Dayton. And I get that. That's hard. That's a hard one to break. But it's now located in Xenia, Ohio, and not Dayton, Ohio. A word to the wise, get your tickets and get everything sorted out. You don't have much time now. You don't have a lot of time. Get your places sorted out. I'm going to be staying at an Airbnb near Xenia, about 15 minutes away. And it was a great deal. A few hams are going to get together and kind of rent a place, like a house, a big apartment type of deal. I'd look into the Airbnb option because the hotels in Dayton aren't necessarily close anymore to the venue. And for me, they're really expensive. They're really expensive. You know, look into it, you'll see what's happening. But the Airbnb for me, if you can find some people that you can coexist with for a few days, or however long you're going to be there, you can probably find a good deal for yourself. So look into that. We've also been invited by PowerFilm Solar, who they have a nice position on the outside of the venue, and they're going to be selling their solar panels and that sort of stuff. And they said, see, child, you want to be in the booth? I said, yeah, well, I don't know, man. See, when I go to Xenia, I think about like walking around the flea market, looking at the old radios, that maybe that once in a lifetime buy you can't find on the inside. I'm like, well, maybe a good base camp, but maybe we could do something more. Maybe we could have our net from Xenia on Thursday. I'm going to try to talk to Emmett and see if I can get the MCOM vehicle. Have you seen that? The MCOM 1? Boy, do a search for that. Whiskey Zero, Quebec Hotel. Emmett, who is the chief engineer at Radio Waves. He takes care of that now. He's a broadcast engineer. It's a beautiful vehicle designed for emergency communications, and we can certainly do HF from there if he'll let us. Maybe on Thursday night, that could be my position from Xenia. I'd like that. But back in the booth, maybe we set up a station. Maybe we have some volunteers. If you have some ideas, drop me a line. We may bring a little merch there. We'll see. We're working on getting T-shirts, mugs made up, and KC1AJT. I think I got that right, Patrick. You know how I've got dyslexia. It always comes out. It always comes out, and it looks right in my brain, but it doesn't always come out correctly. Speaking of that, though, having a dyslexia, like a slight dyslexia like this, radio call signs seem to really help. When I'm looking at them, from memory, it's a little difficult. AJT, KC1AJT, I'm pretty sure that's you, Patrick. But Patrick's doing some legwork there and studying some options. Basically, complete transparency, the company I was using here in St. Louis, a ma and pa shop, a small place, it did fine work, and we've sold hundreds of T-shirts and sweatshirts by using that company, but it had become ever difficult for me to do it on my own. And many people, you know, they'll send you, hey, can do this like cafe press type style, and you got to be careful with those things because the quality, you know, 100 watts in a wire is a small business, so I need to protect the brand as well. You could have T-shirts made up online, but the quality could be poor. It could represent us in a strange way, and I just can't I can't afford to do that. So we're looking into the quality of some of these other companies that can do some printing, maybe with mugs, coffee mugs. I love coffee. And a good quality t-shirt. I don't want people getting ripped off. I don't want the quality of the brand to go down, the quality of the merchandise to go down. So it has to be right, in other words. It's taken a long time to build up where we are today. Don't want to set it back with cheap merchandise. So we'll get that sorted out, but maybe we'll put that in the booth. What do you want to do in the booth? I plan to come by and visit, make it a base camp, put our gear down, maybe set up a station if we can, and see what we can do there. Really just see what we can do there. We'll have a space in Xenia. So mark that in your mental memory if you're going to Xenia, to take a pass by the Power Film Solar booth. It'll be outside, and hopefully somewhere in there, 100 watts and wire will be represented. But we're open to ideas. I'd like to set up a station. It's really hard to know, like a small station, low power, 100 watts, even less. But setting it up outside with other vendors, we don't know what the power situation is going to be there. Of course, we'll have power. I don't know if there's power lines. We don't know what we can set up at this point. But my interest is there, and it was a nice offer. It was definitely a nice offer. All right, friends, I'm going to wrap this up. Get some coffee flowing, get this throat of mine sorted out, maybe pull some weeds. Thanks for dealing with it. Not the weeds. I don't know if you deal with weed. I don't care if you deal with the weeds. But I don't know what I'm talking about anymore. Got some cleanup to do around the homestead. Glad to be back here in Missouri and back with you. Appreciate you and your support. If you're curious, go to 100wattsandwire.com. If you meet new hams, let them know the community is inclusive. Everybody's welcome. D-bags and a-holes, the alpha hotels don't last long in our group. The team of moderators I have are committed to, especially on Facebook. I'm talking about Facebook. We do have social media. You can visit us online, find out what's happening. Everybody's welcome. Doesn't have to be. That's what we hear on the net a lot. Well, I'm running 100 watts in a wire. That's just what I do. That's awesome. You can run 5 watts or 1,500 watts. It's all good to us. And we just try to help each other out, get on the air, and have a good time in a place that's inclusive. And it's okay not to know everything and to ask questions. And you can do that on our Facebook page. And the moderators there are the ones who really safeguard the integrity of my original intentions, which is to make it inclusive, to answer questions, even if you have to do it over and over and over and over again for new people. Even if it was on your test. It's okay. Okay, and I'll make that my final. Please take care of yourself, take care of your family, and by all means, if you can, if it fits into your schedule and into your lifestyle, please try and stay above the noise.
To join the 100 Watts in a Wire community, visit 100wattsandawire.com.